What if the greatest deception wasn't hiding in darkness, but disguised as light? Today, in this powerful series, I'd like to introduce what's called the Secret Sister Sharecast, where I'll be joined with Elizabeth and where we will be cracking open the infamous Secret Covenant Manifesto, a chilling document long whispered about in the truther circles. This isn't just conspiracy talk. This is initiation. We expose the plan. We are going to decode the language. And we are going to speak the unspoken. The covenant wasn't made with you. It was made against you. An agenda so vast, so methodical, that escapes perception until now. Join us as we shine the light on the illusion they built to enslave minds. They fractured families and they rewrote history. And the reality drop by drop. You'll hear the truth behind the phrase, the illusion so vast, it will escape their perception. How trauma, religion, and media are used to maintain the illusion. We're going to talk about Elizabeth's raw account of living through the American nightmare. And we're going to talk about some of the religious programming and sovereign reclamation. This breakdown of how this covenant still lives in our system today as well. So this is an entertainment. This is not spiritual bypassing. And this is liberation disguised as conversation. If you've ever felt like something was off, you were right. Welcome to the space where women remember, reclaim, and reveal. And welcome, Elizabeth.
Oh, hi.
Hi, welcome, Elizabeth. So I've just given a brief introduction of what we are planning on doing. Yes. So we are starting a series, podcast series, both Elizabeth and I, called the Secret Sister Sharecast. And today we're going to be talking about the Secret Covenant Manifesto. So before we do start, I would love to share a little bit about who Elizabeth is. So Elizabeth is the dancer of light. She is both a survivor and a seer, a woman who has stared through the veil and has come back with her voice intact. Elizabeth is a light worker, a starseed who once wandered in the fog of false light, believing in the American dream, only to wake up inside the American nightmare. Her story is not a metaphor. It is mythic and brutal. She was born into a bloodline stained with generational darkness, raised in the shadow of a father who was not only abusive, but a serial killer. The trauma tried to silence her, but it didn't. Until for 48.5 years, she slumbered until she began to remember. Now she walks in both worlds, the one you see and the one most refuse to. Elizabeth is not just awake, she is the mirror of what's been hidden. She is the proof that the light is not soft, it is fierce. She didn't just escape the web, she burned her way out. So welcome, Elizabeth.
Hello. Yes, and I must say, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, just to be sure.
Right. So I know people know a little bit about who I am. We'll just go through that a little bit. So I like to call myself an oracle of the unnamed flame. I'm not here to carry destinies. I confront them. I'm an oracle of the unnamed flame, a woman forged in the furnace of religious indoctrination, now rising as a sword against it. Once a minister trained to preach the doctrine of obedience and sin, I shattered the chains of spiritual mind control, and I reclaimed my name, my fire, and my knowing. I was told that my body was sinful, and now I know it's a sacred circuitry. And I was told that my voice was dangerous, and now I use it to burn down deception. So, and together, what we are going to do, you're just not listening to a podcast, you're entering into a remembrance field. The reason why we're getting together, it's really good to talk about what these people are doing. But at the end of the day, the reason why we're sharing why they're doing what they're doing is that you can wake up. You can remember who you are. So our goal is not to just keep saying, look at what they're doing, look at what they're doing, look at what they're doing. No. We're looking at what they're doing because they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it to hide that they're hiding ourselves from ourselves. And as Elizabeth will attest, so we are two sisters, secret sisters, that have danced through hell and now speaking from the ashes. We're two sovereign oracles decoding the plan and the spell and the system that was never meant to serve us. Our voice is not filtered, and our bond is not performative. Our mission is not trendy, and we're here to crack you open so that you can be able to see. You can see, yes, but ultimately we're bringing you back to yourself. So, Elizabeth, let's start talking about the Secret Manifesto Covenant. Were you familiar with this way back when? Did you know about this?
I heard about it, but I didn't actually hear it till maybe about a year and a half ago. I actually heard and read the whole thing.
You heard it. Right. I think because when you're going through the truther journey, you're always looking for information about what they're doing, what's the truth and what's going on. And I recall hearing this a while back in my journey, because I woke up at around 2018. And woke up meaning like I started to see differently. I started to perceive the reality in which I was given was not truth. Absolutely. And as you know, as you've shared with me before, you talked to me about how, the facade, there's a facade here, but there's truth going on in the background that's not revealed, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the slide together, and we're going to discuss a little bit about what their secret manifesto is. And what we mean by the secret manifesto is how the world is organized today. So if people are not familiar, that this world is orchestrated, it's planned, it's meant to keep you in slavery, mental slavery and physical slavery. And we're going to find out about how they have come to do this. Okay, so let's go first. An illusion, it will be so large and so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be to accomplish one drop at a time, so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative feel of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolutes. We will work together always and remain bound by blood and secrecy. Do you have anything you'd like to say about that?
They try to keep it a secret.
Right. They can only keep the secret for so long. A death will come to he who speaks, and we will keep their lifespan short and their mind weak while pretending to do the opposite. That, for me, when I understood what they were doing there, just enraged me. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways, so they will never see what is happening. They will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and in water, and also in the air. They will be blanketed by poison. What's that?
I could say something about that.
In
relevance to, my intro and my story. Basically, I didn't start seeing the signs of aging, given my age now, until I started keeping all of my food down.
Okay.
And
what do you mean by that?
And not ingesting all of the toxins that we are fed all of our lives.
Right.
Actually kept me from aging as quickly as a lot of my friends. But then now it's like you can tell that the chemicals and the things really do affect you.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like everywhere. And one of the things that somebody else had done another slide in respects to this, or the video. There's a video, and I can put that in the comment section for people to watch later. They'll use it in subtle ways. So soft metals, they put like metals in hand cream, so that it goes through your hands. One thing that I know to be true is that these people know the human being, they know men and women more biologically, physiologically, mentally, spiritually than most people understand themselves. Because remember, we've been through an indoctrination. From the moment we're born, we come into this realm, into this world, and we're told, here's who you need to be. Here's your name, here's your location, here's your country. You go to school, you have a religion given to you, and then you have they what's that?
And you pledge your allegiances. Mm-hmm.
Well, in the United States, they do. In Canada, they don't do that. But it just goes to show that they give a mentality to specific people in specific regions, right? So if we talk about what happens out east, that's different for them. But ultimately, what they're doing is they're doing the same thing to everybody. They're just pre-packaging, saying, okay, I'm going to give this religion to this location, this religion to this location. And then, but the indoctrination is similar. They want to guide people into a way of being. And it's in the food, like you said earlier, right? So if you, I remember watching this guy who talked about how science today is making it so that they do, like, they put stuff in your food that makes you addicted to the food so that you keep coming back and coming back, like for chips or chocolate or whatever it is, right? So they use that to numb us and to make us sick, which is why they said they use soft metals, aging's accelerator, and sedatives in food and water in the air. And we also know about the chemtrails. We know about like weather manipulation. For anybody that does look up, they can see. So it's very, it sounds like it says in the beginning, people that are going to expose this will sound crazy. Well, what are you talking about? It can't be that bad. You know? So they will be blanketed by poisons everywhere that they turn. Soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. And how do we know that that's working? How many people have Alzheimer's? How many people have dementia? How many people have stress, anxiety? Like, you will know it by their fruit. And that's what I'm seeing. And I'm sure that obviously you're seeing that too. We will promise to find a cure from the many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poison will be absorbed to their skin and mouth. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. And for all this, their children will be born dead. And we'll conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and what they wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. Even the clothing that you wear. When you go down this rabbit hole and you start to see everything is against you, the computer screen's against you, the way that your house is built works against you, the materials used works against you, what you wear on your body works against your frequency. Of course, because they never tell you about that. They never tell you about the auric field. They never tell you, because everything is just biology. It's never spiritual. It's never about frequency. It's never about the auric field. And I remember as a happy, clappy Christian, when I was one of those, I was told that you don't talk about those things because that's new age. And what they do is that they keep you in this box, in your mentality of going, you don't look there. So I had to learn the hard way because I had to deconstruct in order to understand what it was that they were doing. Do you have anything that you'd like to share?
I could share that too. Concerning my brother, we always had to go get tested for allergies. And that is another sign too. I cannot sleep unless I'm in 100% cotton. I mean, it's allergic. I am very sensitive to the rayon, the polyesters, all these mixtures that are acrylics and all they do, the plastics, everything it suffocates your frequency. So, absolutely. And I know that's a lot of people are allergic, and then they think they have these issues and these problems. Well, no, the issue and the problem is outside of you. Talk about outside of you. It's not,
Yeah.
they make it seem like you're the problem and, oh, everything else out here is okay, but that's the lie. So.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and we want for people to be aware of that. And so that's why we're doing this today, to talk about, because me and Elizabeth are going to go further in our series, and we're going to talk about a lot of topics, but this is the foundational piece. This is what created everything that we see right now. And we felt that it was important to bring this about. We will teach them that poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. How do we know that? Look at the commercials for certain products where you swallow to say everything will be better. Right? How many people are enslaved and indoctrinated in the health and wellness that they push in the Western world today? That's not health and wellness at all.
Notice the pyramid of the food pyramid, right?
Right. Exactly. And well, there's pyramids all over the place. When you think about it, it's on your dollar bill. It's in the food, like the food pyramids here in Canada too. And it's just like, and they brainwashed people from the beginning.
They're hijacking because this is actually a great symbol. It's sovereign, but then they put all their poison inside of it. So we have to reclaim it back.
Right. Yes. Right. Exactly. And what I'd like to maybe add to this is that the reason why people take the poison and believe that it's good is because they are taught from a very, very, very young age.
Gotta have your milk. No, that's meant for a cow. You're not a cow.
That's right.
Should we go live? I wonder, do you have followers that we should go live?
Right.
On Facebook. Mm-hmm.
And
that? Alleged serial killer. Just going off that real quick. Alleged serial killer who is innocent until proven guilty. But if you had the followers on Facebook, we could go live in the middle of this topic. I do not have a problem with that if you wanted.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's when we realize that we're indoctrinated from a very, very young age, we're told that when our bodies, let's say if we get it, do you know why they don't have a cure for the common cold? It's because your body's detoxing. Your body's gotten too much sugar, too much poisons, too much this, too much that. It's saying, hey, whoa, I want to heal you. So can we please stop? So, but they flip everything. So what is actually a good thing happening to your body, they say that it's evil. Oh, you have to go to the doctors. You have to get penicillin, or you have to get the antibiotics, antibiology. They tell you in the wording, but because people are so indoctrinated and they're just like robots, just, doing whatever, they'll believe that the poisons are good. And that to me was it's just insane. And we saw that many years ago when we had a worldwide thing. Yeah. We saw what people really believed, what they fell for. And that's indoctrination. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them and to push our poisons. And always the illusion of, oh, it's going to help you. It's going to help you. Liars, deceivers. They will see our products being used in film and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. Just like, remember the movie E.T. when they had like the Reese's peanut pieces? Apparently, right after that movie, those sales skyrocketed because people are seeing certain things that are like, oh, maybe I should try that. So we are all influenced by everything, like ads. And in the United States and in Canada, it's pretty bad. There's ads all over the place. Facebook, same thing. You're scrolling through a reel and you see an ad. There's always ads, always in your face. And I've been guilty of this, where you'll take a product knowing that it's not good for you, but you'll just say, oh, it's okay, as long as I don't do this all the time. Right? But this don't do this all the time could be every other day. And then every day, or, so they know what they're doing. and they know what the effects are. And we see the children today autistic. We see them hyper. We see them with all kinds of things because they are fed garbage. And when women will give birth, we will inject poison into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their health. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with the children's love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us. By our power, they will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with pleasure, with fornication and games, so they may never be the one with the oneness of it all. The American dream. Work hard so you can get things, but you have to keep working to keep those things. And you have to spend your life to keep getting. I don't know about you, but I remember when I was a little bit younger before I woke up to this, I'm like, this is life? Like, just go to work every single day? For what? I could be outside. Like, right, like, you know, when we're actually working like the 9-to-5, the American dream jobs or whatever it is, we're losing out on our lives. And because we're doing that, we're not in the natural, we're in the made up. Like, I think about this. I live in a house. Nothing in here is natural. Nothing other than my plants. I could be outside. I have so much more energy when I'm outside, when I'm working bare feet, when I'm doing, I'm gardening or I'm doing something with my body, as opposed to sitting in front of 2 screens with blue light and being addicted to scrolling. Mm-hmm. Right? What do you think about that?
That's why people like to use tile, stone, when you use like real materials from the outdoors in your home. And like yesterday, I just got a quartz little cutting board for my fruit. Because the same thing when you mentioned the fabrics, the linen raises the frequency of the food, or the silver when you consume it. So I got a quartz stone as well to like cut my fruit on, knowing that it'll help raise the frequency because it's natural. So the naturalness you can bring indoors. You can bring natural inside. Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean by that? It's like everything inside the house is not where we shine.
Processed. Yeah.
Right. It's everything's processed. It's squared. It's the box, right? It's Saturn.
Yeah.
So it's so their minds will belong to us and they will do as we say. And if they refuse, we will find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. So when people are going into the political realm and thinking that if they vote for one side or the other, they think that they have a voice, and that's the illusion. And we can go into that in the future, talk about those kinds of things. We will always hide our objective, but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. This is where religion comes into play. Okay? Religion, Christianity, Judaism, whatever, all of the Abrahamic religions, especially in the West, they make people believe that here is not our home. We are just sojourners, and we will go on into glory afterwards. So if you're struggling, or if you work too hard, or if you are a slave, They tell you it's okay, you're supposed to be. So people are brainwashed to be into that mentality. Romans 13 is the perfect one, saying, be obedient to your government because God put them there. Just
render Caesar's what
is Caesar's. Absolutely. And when you understand how the system really works against you, and they cannot have if we don't work, if we don't fall into the game. It's what's the movie with the ants, and one of the guys says, guys, if we stop working, their power goes away. It's the same thing. But people are so brainwashed, they're so deceived that they can't see it. And it's driving me up the wall. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. And the United States is really good for that. Oh, look, they're going out. Our boys are going to Iraq. They're going to Iran to fight the war. Yay. It's absolutely ridiculous in the United States how brainwashed you have to think that because you're going to kill somebody else in this world, that you're somehow an American hero.
Yeah.
That's, to me, it's one of the biggest BS.
To fight communism. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because yes, let's keep fighting communism for you to be bound in capitalism where it's never enough anyways. Now, I'm not saying that communism is anything either, because everything's a ploy. Everything is right or left paradigm. So we will keep them separate from the oneness by dogma and religion. Christianity is perfect for that. And we can see that increasing in the United States too. We can see it with the border stuff and with the immigrants and everything. We could, like, not that I keep track of that because that's not my fight to fight. That's not my voice at this time of where I'm at right now. But I see it. I came out of religion and now I can see it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's darkness appearing as light. We will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. People have no idea that they can heal themselves, right? By using vegetables, fruits. They could use herbs. They don't have to go to do what they want you to do, right? And I had this experience the other day where I was telling someone about a home remedy, and they just freaked out. And I said, do you realize that the reason why you're giving me such a kickback is because you're brainwashed? No, I'm not brainwashed. If you fall in line with the mainstream way of the health in the Western world, and I give you this and you're freaking out, they want you to behave this way. And then when somebody points it out, you're too prideful to say, oh, maybe when you start to looking at the Rockefellers and how they started this whole industrial revolution, the health and wellness or whatever, how they took away our voice and they took away natural remedies. It's absolutely astounding to me.
Yes, because your body is a sensor. I'll just say real quick. And your body's giving you signals to pay attention in the spirit world. And so that's the issue. They want to mask your own natural ability. Say, hey, my body's telling me something I need to pay attention to. Exactly. And then you can do positive affirmations and actually self-heal. So last sentence, I've healed from my own breast lumps and neuropathy.
Wow.
So share that.
Yeah. So, so the goal is for us to share those kinds of things too, to say, like, you don't have to fall into line with these people and what their plans are, right? But you need to see the plan first to be able to know that you got swindled, that you got caught into this.
Yes.
We will foment animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. Maybe your dad has a little bit to do with that kind of stuff. We
Yeah,
will make
repeat.
them rip each other's own hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will blind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflict we emerge as their rulers. That's why they create movements all the time. I remember when during the whole pandemic, there was a trucker convoy in Canada. And everybody was like, oh, we need to unite. We need to do these kinds of things. And what was funny was that I knew who was funding it. And it was emotional manipulation, is giving false sense of hope. Oh, the truckers are going to save us. You insane? People driving products from a warehouse to Walmart are not your saviors. You know, and it was like, to me, it was mocking all those people that goes, look, all we need to do is we just throw money at an event and tell people it's for the cause of the people, and people are going to go, oh, okay, I'm going to go. I know that people made good connections as they went there, but there was no way I was going to give my energy to that, because I knew why it was created, by whom it was created, and what for. Why the hell would I give my energy to that?
Same thing with voting and everything. Absolutely. They want to distract you from your natural spiritual sovereign life.
That's right.
Polarized and all these different things. And then they've got you grouped in and even more manipulated, as we know. Because what they do, they took their money.
Exactly. And it's again, it's always like, I remember when I was waking up and I started seeing the pattern of things in life, and everything is set up for you to go on the, so when you're in school, let's say, okay, you're sitting down, everybody's in a row. So everybody's like head down, everybody's in the same position. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nobody's standing, and you have one person dictating to you what is truth. Okay. So you do that for 12 years straight, because you're in like grade school and stuff, and then high school. That mentally prepares you for life to think that way. And everything else in life is like that. Go on the outside of you. You need on the outside in order to understand. And I can share from my own experience, like, I have to go outside of myself to know what happened so that it could trigger remembrance. So although it's been used against us, it is being used for us as well, for those who want to wake up and for those of us who understand.
Yes.
Right?
Use the tools of the evil for good.
That's right.
I mean, flip it. You turn it around. So thank you for my ceramic cup, but I got natural creamer in here.
There you go. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. And we will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We shall repeat this over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sound. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. 5G towers are going up, windmills, HARP. All those things are created by our hands for money that's not real. So we can buy stuff to stay in a box and disconnected from our own selves. It's great.
Yeah.
We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. One of the things that I can't stand online is all these truthers saying that, oh, I hate everybody. You claim to know the truth, but yet you hate. How are you any different than people who are ignorant about what's going on? I feel that the truthers that are like that are worse than the ignorant.
Absolutely.
They're absolutely worse.
The love. Where's the love? Hey, can't you just be grateful that you saw the light? So if you
That's
saw
right.
it, then share it and have compassion. That's what it is to have the compassion and the love.
Right. Well, I remember when I first woke up to things, like I was thinking that people would see what as I would sound the alarm bell. And I know that we
Yeah.
go through periods of grief and we go through anger. Like I remember being so angry at people, posting stuff and wake up or whatever, right? And
Yeah,
of
like
course, because
fit.
yeah, exactly. Well, how come you can't see this? So there is a self-righteousness that comes about, and I know that I guilty. Okay, I was self-righteous, but that's also based on the belief system that I carried. That was happy clappy Christianity. I say happy clappy because when you're in the church, you go, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, yeah, exactly. So, but now I see that by hating people, they've been manipulated by the controllers of the world to be just that. So unless you see your hate as their plan, then you are more deluded and delusional than those poor people who are still living this life thinking everything is real.
Absolutely.
We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. They must never know this. They must never know that the color is an illusion. They must always think that they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their land, their resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal their little freedom that they have. And we will establish a money system that will prison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. I've been down the whole admiralty law, the law of the sea. And that's what the world operates in, the world of the sea, the laws of the sea, the UCC. Yeah. Uniform Commercial Code, or in Canada is the PPSA, Personal Property Securities Act. I think I said that right. If not, I'll correct myself. I did a series a while back about how kings establish kingdoms, right? So the king has a belief system, but wants to have control over the peasants. So in order to do that, they gave laws to the peasants, they gave a religion to the peasants, and they gave labor to the peasants. So what's down here for the peasants is not how the king lives. And it's the same thing today. People think that there's a specific law that's for them, and that's why they give the Bill of Rights and the Charter of Rights and Freedom here in Canada, and it's all a crock of crap. It's all crap. And that's not the real law. They give them the illusion of the law. Then they actually have the law that they actually abide by, which is Black's law. And that's another topic for another day.
There we go.
But it just gives an idea that people accept things based on fear, right? When 9/11 happened, they came out with what? The Patriot Act. So problem, reaction, solution. So they created the problem. They already had the solution of creating a law that would take rights away from Americans even more.
That's what I was going to say about the maritime law. I did see something about how Trump has supposedly, gotten rid of it and has gotten our sovereignty and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but being in the South and all the states and traveled America as much as I have in all the different states, I'm pretty sure that not that many people are going to want to let go of their judicial statuses.
Right.
And so that's another example of controlled opposition and gaslighting. Let's put it out, get rid of this entire system that we've had, since whether it's World War II or Revolutionary War, just willingly. So we can all have our sovereignty.
Yeah, sure. Liars. Yeah, they lie about everything. They make the illusion saying that people can see. When you know the laws of change is when you know that money and the labor force changes.
Which they're also turning it into cryptocurrency. Yeah, as well. Getting rid of the cash.
Yeah, establish and imprison them forever, Well, those are for the prison is for people who want that life, that participate to the lie and that keep going. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the times People are like, well, what do we do? What do we do? My journey has brought me to saying, I'm now going back on the inside and I'm trying to remember who I am. Who
Right.
am I? Because the reason why they lie to us so significantly is because we must be something, some kind of special for us to get attacked so severely, for the lie and deception to be that huge. I've believed that from the very beginning when I started waking up, like, why are they doing this? And of course, then you have to overcome you're a sinner, or you're a piece of crap, or you shouldn't live here, or whatever, that we live in a prison planet, all those ideologies. But at the end of the day, this place is meant for me.
That's right. We're meant to remember and to save ourselves and
Exactly.
our own world. And you can do that, with, like you said, not giving your energies to the negativity and those ways. And you just know how to navigate now in a way that's like, if each person can find that, then that's how the world becomes free. It's
Right.
like one at a time, but yeah, we're going through those phases because we're little kids and we're growing up, and I'm all ages, but yeah, you want to go save the world, but then you realize, nope,
Exactly.
we got to just save ourselves, because we all go through. If I went back through my old stuff of Trump,
Oh God, me too.
but now it is, how do we do it? You look into yourself and just to your little bubble and what's around you.
That's right. That's right. Come back to your intuition.
And
Come back into,
like, yeah.
yeah. And I remember seeing like the word like institution and intuition kind of like very similar. And I did a post on that. Yeah. Yeah. They want to hijack your intuition. So when they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story to the world, for we shall own all the media. We will use our own media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor. And we see that with every single movement that online. When you see people with Ukraine flags all over the place, you know that it's working. They shall rise up against us. We will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. That's what they think about us. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans. We will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not us. The recruits will be called initiates, and we will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of passage to higher realms. Members of these groups will think that they are one of us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn this truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will be rewarded with earthly things and great titles, but never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent a passage to the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close they will not be able to focus on it until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be that they will never know they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we will have created for them will own them. This reality will be their prison and will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of domination will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, and their beliefs we have established from time immemorial. But if they ever find out they are equal, we shall perish. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never, ever find out what we have done. For if they do, we shall have no place to run, for it will be easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our actions will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter. This is the secret covenant by which we shall live for the present and the rest of our lives.
So Joanne, to bring back about how, we're not saving the world, but we share with others as we save ourselves.
Right.
This is actually goes to my Palestinian friend I have, who, same thing. I'm just talking to him, but I'm not going out there going, save Palestine, save
Oh,
Palestine.
yeah. Yeah.
No, I just shared with him in a way that he was like, oh, it's really the Palestinian government in cahoots with the Israel government, and each are against their own people. And then America really thinks that, oh, support Israel. They're God's chosen people. Well, yeah, chosen for the Jesus followers to be consumed by them,
That's right.
and turn the Muslims against the Christians and the Jews and it's like you see that blender of war.
Yeah.
And it, in a way, it was wild the way it worked out with him, where he was like, and now he's just sharing it. It's one person at a time. And then when he came back and thanked me, he's like, I get it. I see it now. Or,
Right.
I comprehend it, not, it's like once you can hear the truth and then it changes, you see it in your mind,
That's right.
and that's where that peace comes from. So
That's
there's a
right.
little feel.
No, and it's great because when we start to see it for what it is and how people are being manipulated into that,
Yeah.
and we are still having some stuff in our own lives that we don't maybe know that it's the manipulation of the system, right? Like I started waking up to the whole system of the patriarchy and what it does. And okay, hold on a second here.
Yeah.
And that was huge. And I'm still working that stuff out. I'm still processing how that all works. There's a lot of layers to this, and not every one of us will understand the same things because we're not here to do the same thing either.
It's
We're not
one
here.
at a time, and it
That's
is
right.
letting go of those ideologies that you talk about. Like, I mean, I used to love the American flag, love it, used to love it. No, now I see why people would burn them, because they're
Yeah,
like the imposter flag, the same way that it's the imposter God, or the same
that's
way.
right.
So now you get it, and when you can see that, or like in the triangle, the star. I love how you put out the pentagram,
Yeah,
another sacred symbol that they turned evil,
that's right. That's right. And to those of us who go deep into this, it takes a lot out of you emotionally.
It does. I mean, if this just helps any one person out there, when I first found out about certain lies, I literally, my brain got vertigo. I
Oh,
felt dizzy. I felt queasy. I couldn't maybe go anywhere for a few hours or something,
right.
And it's because you are having to recalibrate and
Hmm.
go, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be spinning around this like, oh, forgive me.
Yeah.
No, self forgiveness is your art. To say it's okay to be wrong. It's okay
Yes.
to want to get a new view. Hey, be
That's
lucky.
right.
Hey, we think that like, oh, how come nobody else could see this? So it would bring me back to that. We have to forgive ourselves. If you found out in 2018, I found out in 2021, there were people that found out 13 years before me, 12 years
That's right.
before me,
That's right.
so before you. Then we have to have compassion on everyone. And that's the only way I could do is like, how many people would look at me like I'm stupid up until 2021?
Right.
So,
Mhm. It's true. And people have a different layer of awakening that I'm
Mhm.
familiar with. I am also aware that some people just don't care.
Yeah, and it's so painful, but yet the reward is so worth it.
That's
Gotta
right.
let go. Go.
That's right. Because it fulfills your heart because they gave you an identity, they gave you a way of being that it doesn't fit your skin. So if it doesn't fit your skin, you kind of go like, well, what's wrong? And what's wrong? I'm doing the right things according to this, whatever it is, according to the world of today. So, and letting go. But I didn't realize it was not only the what they what it is, but it's the mentality. What's the belief?
Thank you. The
So
be lie. Yeah.
yeah,
I,
exactly. It's a lie. Be lie. Be the lie.
that's what they put. They will not be immortal like me. There's the English trick language. I was going to tell you, I'm mortal, immortal. Well, no, we're not
Right.
going to be immortal like you because they will die, but we are eternals. We are
Right.
always forever. So if our starseed spirit or oracle spirit or anyone from out there that came and incarnated here, they want to entrap you. They want to keep you here, like that movie, The Matrix or whatever. But if you are awakened and one person at a time, then you can do what you're supposed to do to help another one person at a time. And then you can break through. We don't have to stay in the karmic loop of this electrical apocalypse that's about to happen with all these towers everywhere.
Well, absolutely. And you know, the great thing too is that we're finding like-minded individuals that are also carrying their own voice, and together we can go and resonate and reach out to others so that they can be aware about what is working against them so that they can reclaim their voice.
Exactly. Joanne, so this would be, you did the introduction. This could be me like closing it up for us for 50 minutes.
Absolutely.
Is that, you know, share with people that you and I this is our second time video chatting.
Yes.
So this is really how it works.
Yeah.
You know, it's like knowing that you can bond with someone in the spirit.
Yes.
And then, you know, you see what you have in common, but then go, hey, how can we reach people, but make it genuine?
Yes.
And not have that facade of who we used to be on social media or what people might presently see us on social media, but then see us for who we are right now in this moment.
That's right. And to know that I was having a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine, and he was sharing about how people give this persona of always being good, always being okay. And he's right. But people want to always put up a good front, put up a good face. And they never want to admit that they're wrong or that they screwed up or whatever. I have no problems doing that. I have no problem saying, oh my goodness, I thought about this and I was completely off base, and I own that and I've changed, right? But there is a deep sorrow that comes when you start to understand what's taken place. And like you said earlier, we can take that and turn it into good. We transmute that. But it's okay if people are out there and they're sad and they're depressed and they're discouraged, because it might just be where they're at in their thought process and their belief process and then everything else. And that's why you and I wanted to get together so that we could share our story, share your story in respects to what you lived to, what you've been through, the horrors that you've experienced, to know that there is a light, that you can come out of this. And in order to do that, you need to know the war that you're in, so that you need to know how to fight back. And I think she froze. So I would like to thank everybody for joining both Elizabeth and I today for the Secret Sister Sharecast. And we talked about the Secret Covenant Manifesto. So we look forward to having Elizabeth in the future to talk about other topics, to share her life and her testimony. So I will see you next time, and have a great day.